grade. I got my buddy Handel right here because he wants to be included in the reading that we do today. And it actually goes perfectly with what our book is going to be teaching us today. So this week we have been reading books by Catherine Otoshi. And all of them have taught us something different about Kindness Week. Our first book, Zero, taught us about how everyone brings value to every situation that they go to. Everyone is unique and special. And then our next book was titled One, and that book showed us that there's a difference between being a bystander and an upstander. And an upstander is someone who stands up to injustices and things that they see are not right, and they find the courage to do something about it, while bystanders sit by even though they know what they're seeing is not okay. And today we are going to be reading Two by Catherine Otoshi. And again, we have our book signed by the author and illustrator. And again, it's from my Aunt Gail, who gets me these books because she's an amazing librarian. And so we are going to read our story today. And today in our book, we're going to be learning about the relationship between two numbers and how sometimes it can be a little bit tricky sharing friends with other people. And this is something that we can take to our own lives and hope to try to figure out once we go back to school, okay? So it says 2 was a playful number. She was curved on the top, straight on the bottom, and friendly and warm like the sun. Her best friend was 1. Wherever they got the chance, they'd dance. She'd sing and snap, he'd tappity-tap. What a pair they made. At the end of each day, they'd always say, 1, 2, I'll count on you. Till the end, we'll be best friends. Until 3 jumped in between them. 1, 3, 2. You two are like glue, said 3. Poking fun. Shake things up. Come play with me, 1. Odds are better than the rest, but 1 and 3 are best. 2 felt a shift. She watched 1 slowly drift away from her. 2 felt left out. Can I play too? She asked. You've had your time to play with 1, answered 3. We're playing odds only right now. 2 was blue. What do I do? 1 left without a word. Is it because I'm even and they're both odd? Let it go, said 4. Just ignore them, added 4. So as you can see, there's starting to become a problem in our story, where the numbers 1 and 2 were best friends, and they always spent time together and always played together. But then one day, the number 3 came along and started to play with 1 and said 2 couldn't play anymore. So number 1 was feeling a little left out and excluded. That word excluded might be new to some of us. When you're excluded, it means that you're being left out. It's the opposite of included. But 2 couldn't let go. At every turn, what did she see? 1 playing with 3. 1, 3, odds will be, they'd say. 2 felt a little green. Her heart felt sick and she began to crack. The evens rushed over to comfort their friend. Such a shame things aren't the same. 3 is silly, said 4. 1 can't be best friends with 3. It's unlucky, said 6. 1 and 3 are just plain odd. Let's get even with the odds, exclaimed 8. 5, 7, and 9 overheard the chatter. What's the matter? There's nothing wrong with being odd. Evens are great, stated 4, 6, and 8. Sometimes even greater than the odds. 0 saw the numbers collide. Why did everyone need to take sides? So I wonder if 0 is going to be an upstander, because right now it's 5, 7, 9, and 1 versus 4, 6, and 8. 5, 7, 9. We'll all odd and we're just fine, shouted the odds. 4, 6, 8, being even is first rate, yelled the evens. Zero watched this hula-boo. She raced over to 2. The numbers are dividing. Now the odds are at odds with the evens, and the evens want to get even with the odds. 2 felt split. But what can I do? She asked. The poor 2 is breaking apart. Half of me doesn't care about the odd pair. Maybe it's time for me to be done with 1. That's the smaller side of you talking, said 0. You're greater than that. The evens and odds are in a fight. What if you can make things right? Can you find it in your heart to see? A new angle to this, possibly. 2 thought, and then... You're right, she exclaimed, flipping herself around. It is in me. I can be less than I've been, or greater than I am. The choice is mine. So look, we have our greater than and less than signs like we learned in math class. 2 pulled herself together and stood up tall. I have something to say to you all. It's not easy to say, but I've come to see. It's tricky to dance when there are 3. One should have other friends, and the same goes for me. 3 dropped. I'm sorry, 2, he said. I see now that playing the odds wasn't fair to you. Well, here's what we can all agree, said 2. When the dance turns and shifts, let's groove and flow. If you're holding too tight, let go. Dance to your own beat, do your own thing. Be free to explore what the new day can bring. Explore, cheered 4. Dance and mix, said 6. Rock and roll, said 7. Shake it up, they shouted. Soon all the numbers were dancing together. Moving and grooving, shimmying and shaking, and spinning around like tops. It's fun to dance with everyone, said the numbers. 2 spun around faster and faster, round and round. She got so dizzy that... Oops! She bumped into 1. He teetered and toppled and almost fell down, but 2 caught him. Sorry, said 2. Me too, said 1. Both said nothing for a while. Then 1 said softly, Hey, 2, can I still count on you? 2 looked at 1 and said, It's the end. And guess what? We're still friends. The end. So in our story, we had our numbers get into a little bit of a fight because they were not, 1 started playing with 3 and poor 2 felt left out. But 2 throughout the book realized that it's okay that sometimes our best friends play with other people or we play with other people too. We don't always have to be right next to somebody all the time because we can learn different things from different people and still have fun. And so what you're going to do is you're going to open up your Seesaw account and you're going to fill in a little comic strip about how you can use the ideas in this book of including others in order to get along. And then you're going to fill out some emotions as well in there about some sentence starters. So I'm hoping that you can take the lesson taught in this book and apply it to your own life, that it's important to include others in what you're doing and not just always be a pair with somebody, but the more the merrier, and we can learn from one another. So I love these books, 0, 1, and 2. Feel free to check them out from your local library. I'm sure they have ebooks that you can see or reread them online as well because they have great lessons to teach us. So go ahead to Seesaw, open up, and I'll see you here tomorrow for our next read aloud. All right, bye first grade.